Leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer that circle the lips? Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives.
Live.
Here on Strong Island Television. We're at Paradise Studios in beautiful Massapequa, New York.
Yes.
My co-host tonight is the lovely and beautiful Roseanne Sorrentino. I just left my wife, and she was telling me all things to do. I get here, and Roseanne starts bossing me around. I love it. I feel right at home. We are right near the Long Island Railroad station of Massapequa. Can you name all the railroad stations going into Manhattan? I don't want you to do it now, but if I said to you, here's $100, name 80% of the stations. Do you
Yes.
do it? We had a guy in my firehouse who knew every station from all the way out east. I don't know the look. And when he had the house watch at the firehouse, 3 o'clock in the morning, if we didn't have a run, people were resting, sleeping a little bit, he'd get on the microphone and do the Long Island Railroad.
Oh, God. Now, he did it all the way out to Spionk.
Yeah, all the way out.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know what he did one night?
Talent.
I know it was him. At 3 o'clock in the morning, he stretched the hose line in the firehouse, and I was at the house watch. You know, you're waiting for a run to come in on the computer, but you can doze off, and if it bling, bling, you know. And I was dozed off, and he took this hose and came around the corner and blasted me in my seat.
Oh, my gosh.
And then ran back up and lay down. And he swears it wasn't him, but nobody else would do that.
It was definitely.
Hello, Patrick.
Definitely
How
him.
are you? It's Johnny Plug time. So as I told you, I am teaching this week at the NYPD.
Very exciting.
It's for me, teaching all this time that I've been teaching, a long time, and I've taught with a lot of people from around the country who said, oh, yeah, 2 weeks I'm going to the NYPD. And I never taught at the NYPD. I taught other places in Long Island. So it was an honor to go there. And, you know, I was all excited and to be there. And I'm in the classroom 10 minutes, and I already feel at home. They're already breaking my chops. And, you know, I brought bagels for everybody, you know. And
So you bribed him.
Yeah. Well, that's not called a bribe. That's called the norm.
The norm.
Like a bribe might have been like, you know, I wasn't going to bring donuts.
No.
I didn't want to do that because if I brought donuts, I would have never heard the end of it.
Right.
So I brought bagels, and they were very appreciative. So it was, you know.
See, when I bring bagels to work, the teachers go, what do you want me to do?
What do you need from me today?
What do you need from me? You're bringing bagels.
And is that true? Did you bribe them like that sometimes?
No, I'm just a generous person. And I thank them.
What did you need? Oh, you're thanking them for their previous week.
Sometimes I'm thanking them. Sometimes I say we're going to have a meeting, and then I'll bring breakfast.
We're going to have a meeting. How many bagels do you bring? How many teachers do you service with bagels?
It depends. It depends. If it's a morning meeting, a small meeting, maybe there's 6, 7 people. I bring a dozen.
Why don't you just bring 7 and say, split them?
Yeah.
Cut them in half.
Because I don't want to live up to that cheap stereotype of teachers.
Oh yeah, the doctor told me that bagels for a diabetic, he said, is death.
It's the worst.
No, he used the word death, and I said, well, how about if I have a bagel? Don't eat. Well, how about if I don't?
Don't.
Now,
it's like 500 grams of sugar or something it turns into. It's great. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And you know what? I did have the other day on the weekend, I had a little piece, which I really shouldn't have, but I have to report this now. Now, don't report me to HIPAA, but I'm giving out my own medical information. Don't report me.
I think you're allowed.
HIPAA. I just like saying HIPAA. HIPAA. We're brought to you by the law firm of Barasch and McGarry, by the way. They're lawyers for the 9/11 community. And
they know about HIPAA.
Constantly brings bagels to the firehouses for the brothers and other good stuff. So,
did you ever try a gluten-free bagel?
In my place, they have healthy bagels, and I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
But it's gluten-free. I still don't think it's good for a diabetic. I think that's more for gluten.
Yeah, but I don't know this. I don't know.
We'll have to figure it out. The bottom line is I stay away. But here's the deal. My A1C was up to 9.8. Bad. 3 months ago. Got the results today. Went on my chart. First time on my chart. I figured it all out. Figured out the password.
Wow, look at you.
Forgot my password. Checked my phone. Bada bing, bada bang. 7. We're down to 7.
Wow.
We're down 10 pounds, which I didn't really want to lose weight. Down to 7. Cholesterol went way down, and triglycerides, listen to this, from 940 to 240.
That's great. I can't stand people who go, I lost 10 pounds. I didn't really want to lose weight, but
I didn't.
All right. Well, don't brag about it then.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying my main goal was to drop my numbers. I wasn't saying, I was watching only my carbs mostly. I wasn't worried about losing weight. And now you're very, as I came in, I said, you look beautiful tonight. Your hair is all fluffed. And I said, wow, she's looking great. And I don't want to be the type of guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm married and I'm older, but I want you to walk in the door and go, hey, John, John's looking good tonight. You know what I mean? You're a woman, I'm a man. You can make a way. I don't want you walking and go, oh, John looks 10 pounds. Hey, he's looking a little good. You know how people, they lose weight, you look at them and you go, oh, is he sick? Right?
Yeah. Some people do look better a little.
Yeah. Now, I don't, the belly. But, I got to do more weights. I got to do more weights. I do some weights. I got to do more.
Let's see the guns.
No matter, I don't have the guns as much as the shoulders. Look at the shoulders.
The shoulders, very nice.
Nice, right?
Nice,
the shoulders,
nice
nice.
shoulders.
But I don't have any. And my wife, no matter what I lose, no matter how many times I work out a week, she always says, "Hey, your arms look a little." And I'm like, but I'm exercising every day. I'm swimming. I'm trying to do my best.
That's good.
Aerobically, but she says, "Yeah, but can you do something? Your arms, your chest, not." So when you walked in tonight, Roseanne, did you look at me and go, "He looks"? Is the word gaunt? Is that a word?
That's a word. And no, I did not think you looked gaunt.
Okay. So there was no compliment for me tonight.
I'm sorry.
No. I can't force them. I gave you a compliment. So you basically said, hello, John. Like just, hello, John. There wasn't like, oh, he looks good. Or he looks bad, though.
Now, next time.
Well, I have to look. You can't just make it up now.
I did tell you your hair was Michigan.
You did give me. You did. That was not a compliment. She goes, could you just go like this? That's what my wife would do. Here's what my wife do.
But he shaved.
That's for you, though. That's for you. My wife goes like this all the time. She'll walk by and she'll do this on my shirt because my belly shows. Makes me crazy. You
need one of those shirts that they show on Facebook now. They're supposed to be T-shirts that magically transform the man's body.
I guess.
It's all nonsense, all that stuff.
So,
do we ever hear Kelly and Ryan talking about showing their bellies?
No. Yes, they talk. I don't watch Kelly and Ryan. I got into this trouble once.
No, because they're not as much fun as we are.
Yeah,
that's true. That is very true.
Kelly and Ryan, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm not a fan. There are other people I'm a fan of. But what's a face that's not on the air anymore? Who's the one that followed Good Day New York? Who's sick now? The one that did. What was the segment? I'm talking. Let's talk.
Not Roseanne.
Williams. Williams.
Wendy, right.
Okay.
Wendy Williams.
Her show would go on after Good Day New York. And I would say, that's 30 seconds I can't get back. Like I couldn't shut it off soon enough, And I was having something delivered in my basement one morning in Comedy Central down there in my office. And Wendy Williams was still on the TV. And I had explained I wasn't watching it. They were laughing. I'm like, no, please, don't even think.
Well, at least it wasn't The View.
I don't watch The View.
Exactly.
I don't watch The View.
At least it wasn't.
Let's not put down other talk shows.
No, I'm not putting them down. I'm saying I don't watch it. That's not putting them down. Everybody has an audience.
Because they're nuts.
We're nuts.
In a good way, though.
We're nuts in a good way. So anyway, I hired a cleaning lady for my dad. My dad's out of the hospital, out of rehab in Pennsylvania.
Good.
Out of the woods of Pennsylvania.
Oof.
Brought him back home Friday. Here's my dad with everything that I do for him. I'm trying to do a lot to get him settled. Here's what he does. The word thank you does not exist. It's like, oh, why are you doing that now? You're doing too much. You mean if I can't drive, you're going to come all the way to Queens and pick me up? And I go, thank you. Thank you. Oh, no, I appreciate it. Yeah. So I hired a cleaning lady. Tell me if this is the norm, because I've never hired cleaning ladies
Go ahead,
before.
tell
My
me.
wife, listen, I'll be honest. My wife is wonderful cleaning the house. I should do more of it. I do the dishes, I do all the shopping, whatever, but they show up with no cleaning utensils, no mops, no fluids, no.
No, you're supposed to supply all that.
Am I right? They stood in the hallway. My daughter called me. She goes, Dad, they're standing in the hallway. They got nothing. And then they ultimately went through my dad's closet and found stuff.
Well, so I have a cleaning lady, and she's amazing.
Excuse
yes,
me.
it's every other Monday is my favorite day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I buy my own cleaning supplies, but she hates my vacuum, so she brings her own.
Yeah, I guess. So that was interesting. My cardiologist today, I was talking about my cardiologist, a great guy. He's also ADD like me. The reason I was
excellent. That's what you want in a cardiologist.
Yes.
Somebody who can't pay attention.
Yes, the two of us have no idea what went on in that office today, other than my EKG looked good. But he's Dr. Bush, great doctor. I asked him to be on the board of directors today because he loves what we're doing. He always says, "All right, let me do it." I go, "All right. You want to be on the board of directors?" He goes, "I would do that."
You know what you need to get?
What?
I got my mother this for Christmas.
What is it?
She always has panic attacks, and then she calls us at like 3 a.m. And then when we get there, she's calmed down.
Right.
And now she doesn't want to go to the emergency room.
Right.
But she always thinks she's having a heart attack.
Right.
So we bought her the Cardia Mobile.
Oh, cool.
So she can check. So I told her, when you're having a panic attack, I want you to check.
Right.
If you're not an AFib, don't call.
Don't call. Yeah, but I haven't had many panic attacks. What I do get is so I think I told you this. I got approved today for medication from the cardiologist because it raises your blood pressure. So he had to give me the approval. I'm approved for the meds. I hope it's going to change my life because I'm all over the place. But I think I told you how I got evaluated. You weren't here. I went to the doctor who's going to give me the meds. And I walked in the office and I said, "Listen, I need to be evaluated. My family thinks I need to be on medication." He goes, "What do you mean?" So I explained how I act, what I do, whatever. I said, "Can you evaluate me?" He goes, "Oh, no, you need meds." He goes, "I've been listening to you for 10 minutes. You need meds." I go, "But don't you have to do anything?" He goes, "Oh, no, go see a cardiologist." He said, "Right."
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
Who's there on there? New to the show. Oh, hey. I can't see who it is, but great.
I'm trying to get the.
Right, we're going to go to break, and then we're going to be back with our first guest. Mr. John Salerno, retired NYPD. He's out in Texas now, doing great work out there. He has his own show out there, and he will be back after the break. Did you want to add anything before we break?
No, I was just trying to see. I can't get I'm going to try on the break to get the comments.
To Friends of Firefighters. Yes, thank you. We love Friends of Firefighters, Nancy Carbone. We support them. We have sent them a little cash, not a lot, a little bit, made a little bit of a difference. I think enough for a firefighter to get 2 minutes of counseling. That's how much money we've sent them. No, we've sent them more than that. All right, let's go to break. We'll be back.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
Normally run it. Hey, we're
back.
Laughter Saves Lives live here on Strong Island Television.
By the way,
Paradise Studios. So we have a bunch of shows coming up, and we're getting more and more added. It's going to be a good year for Laughter Saves Lives, and we hope to help a lot of different charities. Hello, Ann. We are going to New Jersey. We're going to the Jersey.
We're going to Jersey.
Third and fourth, we're opening up Jim's Madridas' new comedy club. I think it's called Comedy Therapy or Comedy Diner. Comedy Therapy on the flyer. The third, we're having Sandy Ellers, myself. I don't remember who else. On the fourth, we're having. We'll go on the side. Go on the side of the flyer. We're having Roseanne. We got Rich and Roseanne on the same show. And the guy behind the mirror. Alex. He's in the other room. He'll be coming out later. So he's going to be on the show. Alex is doing 45 minutes for the first time. He's never done more than 7. He's learning to tap dance tomorrow. Then what's our next show, Alex? What do we get after that? We got the 7th, you said? Oh, yeah. We're going to Long Beach. You're on that show also, right?
No,
Shore House.
Bridget is.
Where is that? Oh, Bridget is. Okay, it looked like you from here. And we got Jack Clunan, our EMS comic, and Les Deegan, our very old comic.
And there's somebody else there.
Somebody else. Oh, Jeff Goldberg is the one nice enough to give us the night as a fundraiser for Laughter Saves Lives.
Wow.
This is his show. You got to go more to the right, a little more, so we see a beautiful face. And what else we got? What else? Save the date. That is Cat 6. Why do we have to save the date flyer still? We got to get you a new flyer. February 10th. It's a rare childhood disease. A local family at my grandson's school. We're going to raise some money. Community's going to come out, support them. It's going to be a fun night. And then what else you got? Anything else? That's it? All right.
That's it.
All right. So our next guest, right from Texas, retired NYPD, John Solano's here tonight, baby. Oh, man. It has been a long time. Has it not?
It's been a long time, yeah. I'm almost scared to come on your show because the first half was like medical diagnoses, and it seems like I'm on like a Dr. Phil or something, man. I don't want to get any of those illnesses that you got.
Yeah, but here he is.
You know what you didn't mention? You forgot to mention something. John is the head of LSL Texas.
Yes, John will handle. We were just talking on the way out here in the car. We want to go to Texas. He's doing some stuff preparing for next year. So we're going to tag on to that next year. We have a year to plan it. Going out to Texas. Austin will be all over Dallas.
Thank God. I can write a joke.
No, I'm retiring, right?
Roseanne wants to come with us.
I want to go. I'm retiring.
Come on down to Texas.
I'll love it.
We had a ball the last time we were out there. So much fun.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's a great comedy crowd. Austin is wonderful. Lots of great comics out here. And you'll have a ball. A lot of good non-for-profits as well.
Yeah, and we're going to talk a little bit about because you're so involved with so many different things out there. But for our viewers who don't know you, and that's probably most of them because you're not that popular. Tell them you are from New York. You got chased out of the state. No. Tell them who you are. Tell them where you grew up and who you are.
Yeah, no, I grew up in Farmingdale, New York. Lived there all my life. Went into EMS, worked for EMS for a while. Then a I was a volley firefighter as chief in Farmingdale, and then I was in the NYPD till I got injured. And then some stress issues made me had to get out of the area for a little while because mentally it wasn't healthy, and ended up coming to Texas.
I'm not. Again, we're not. I'm not going to pry into your issues. Oh yeah, I'm going a little bit.
Sure, I'm an open book.
Was 9/11 had anything to do with your stress?
It did, but I'll bring this out here, and I'll bring it out on your show because I do it at my workshops. It was a lot of childhood trauma. I was sexually abused as a child by a family member for 2 years when I was between 8 and 10 years old, and I suppressed that.
Right.
And I never told a soul, never told anybody. Here I am, 55 years old, and now I let that demon out of the box. I opened up Pandora's box, and every trauma that I've ever been through EMS, fire, PD, all coming out because I never released that one childhood trauma.
Well, I think anybody 8 to 10 is probably not going to do that, but you coming out and doing these workshops and saying that is going to help people. And it's very brave of you.
I had so many people in the workshops come up to me afterwards and go, it happened to me. How did you do it? And I did it in the wrong atmosphere. I released it in the wrong atmosphere, which I didn't do it on a couch with a therapist. I did it during a Giant Dallas game because I just had to throw it up, and that's how traumas come out. And that's what makes it bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm a proponent on, childhood trauma has to be dealt with no matter on what scale. I held it in for almost 45 years, and it caused a lot of issues within my personal mindset. Now I'm still healing, and I have to share that with other people because, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's nothing to be shameful about it. It's just to stay mentally healthy.
Yeah, what I love about you, and we went to Florida together to do some shows. That was a lot of fun. Is you're a real guy. You're a regular guy, and people can relate to that. That hey, here's not somebody standing on a podium, with a suit and tie on, telling me he's perfect and here's how you're going to improve yourself. You're up there going, hey, I'm freaking broken. I've been down. I've been there, and there's a way out, and I'm still climbing out.
And what's really important is, I'm a assistant principal. And so kids are vomiting that information at various times and they don't want to, then they get upset when you have to call their parent, because they're petrified. So, I think to see a big, strong police officer who can,
or John
talk about it, or John and talk about it. I think that really does. It helps a lot of people. And it's like they say, well, if you can admit it and you can get through it and you can work through it, then so can I.
I commend you, brother, and I hug you.
Oh, thank you, brother. It's just, so many people have gone through it. We all battle. We all have our issues. And, couch therapy may not work for some people. Some other people may do rock climbing. Or for me, I found equine therapy here in Texas. God, who knew that I would connect with a horse?
Right.
But it really took me out of a hypervigilant state, and I like to share that. And so many people battle because they get frustrated with the therapeutic options that they're faced with, and they give up. And I just want to say, don't ever give up. You're never alone. You see it on my shirt. You are not alone. You battle. Everybody battles in their own certain way. And if we all share that connection and not be embarrassed about it, and not be that big, strong Type A personality, you know what? We'll all be a little bit more mentally healthy.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely.
I know when I started sharing after 9/11, I was lucky enough that I had Marriage Encounter. I had an experience, which it's an offshoot. It's called Retrovi. It's for couples with problems, whether it be drug abuse, drugs, whatever it is, abuse. So my wife and I went on a weekend to get along. Marriage Encounter, people there, they lovey, and they want to make their marriage better. These are rough weekends. So we went through the weekend and they approached us and they said, how would you like to be one of the couples that give the weekend? So we did that, probably 4 or 5 years we gave those weekends. So when 9/11 hit, I understood the importance of sharing your feelings.
Yep.
That therapist, they assigned him to a firehouse because we lost so many guys. He'd walk in the door and he'd go, we were having a session, and there'd be 3 guys out of 15 in there, And finally he said, what am I going to do? He goes, how am I going to do this? I go, stop telling them about your sessions. Come in, throw bagels on the table, talk about the Giant game. And the one day when he walked into the firehouse and he got hit with a bucket of water with his suit on, he was like, I'm in, because guys are very, very tough sharing their feelings.
It is. It is. And
it's helping them.
It's just the upbringing. It's the culture. It's the environment we live in. And it's the stress of the job. We're not robots, our minds aren't made that way. And listen, we just had it in New York, and God, my heart goes out to the family and friends of the NYPD who just lost their officer over at Lefrak City. They just had another suicide. So last year we had 170 first responder suicides. 14 of them are right from the Border Patrol units here in Texas. It's something that has to be addressed. I went to Chicago. Chicago, shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
And did a workshop out in Chicago because they had 3 in a week, and our leaders have to step up and just be more compassionate and more open with their officers and their first responders to allow them the chance to decompress.
Well, you're shaking a lot of trees by doing what you're doing, and it's just going to bring more eyes on it. What do you do for the bridge? Talk about the bridge.
Well, we do walk the bridge. We are now in Rockwall, Fort Worth, Missouri, Alabama, Florida, the UK over in England, Chicago, and Montana on the 22nd of every month. We change it now. We're going to do it the third Sunday of every month to make it a little bit more open for everybody. And we walk a bridge. We just started did this about 4 years ago, and it's really taken on. We just walk and connect. We spend an hour anywhere. Some people, like in Montana, they walk in a park. And it's veterans, first responders, and their family members. And it's just a nice walk, and people connect, and they share their feelings as they walk and talk, and they connect with each other. And you wouldn't believe how enlightening that is and de-stressing that is to not hold that in and feel that somebody's listening, So it's helped. It's saved, from what we heard, it saved about 9 lives because veterans were able to connect with veterans. First responders were able to connect with first responders, and they were on the same page. And they said, you know what? You are listening. You are here. And I'm not alone. It kind of opens up their eyes a little bit.
Right.
So, yeah, we've been doing that for the last 4 years, and it's growing. It's a growing mission.
We had one of your friends, I think, John, from down in Texas. John is a great person, is really respected in the 99% motorcycle law-abiding community.
Well, that's Gimp, and I was bringing him up to you before, John. Gimp was just on our show prior over on the 99% Radio Network.
Oh, that's the guy you were talking about in the car?
Yeah. He is from Jersey. He is a retired New Jersey police officer who has taken on his mission and therapeutic mission is to help the homeless. And he goes one step further. He doesn't just hand out money. He goes to the encampments within New Jersey. Him, his wife, and the club Iron Legacy. They go in there, they bring food, they bring medical care. His wife is a nurse. She does all the treatments on all those people in the encampments, checks their blood pressures, makes sure they are okay. And he wanted to go a step further. And this was really inspirational to me because he's making the effort, not the kind of excuse a lot of people make. He turned around to me last week. He goes, I'm going to spend the night in one of these encampments. I'm going to spend the night and know how they feel, how they live for 24 hours. He goes, this way I can better serve them and know what they need. So he came on the show. He spent 24 hours. He didn't eat for 48 hours. He let his stomach go dry for 48 hours, then went to the encampment with another member of the club. And they sat and they talked and they spent the next 24 hours with these people and to find out how real they are. They're human beings. He brought the humanity to me. He called them by their name, which they haven't been called for in a long time. And when he finished, he knows now that he's got to bring gift cards for McDonald's because people they don't really have the cash, or better sleeping bags and better medical stuff. So it really is going to help the homeless community over in Jersey on your end.
Definitely give him my contact info.
Yeah,
and we'll do a show for him.
Yeah, we spoke about that already.
Fantastic.
we'll do a show, but also we'll come out one night and we'll bring some gift cards. We'll make it like a After Saves Lives night. We'll bring some gift cards, and yeah, that's awesome.
That would be wonderful, man. He would really like that. He'd appreciate it. You know, I saw in the paper today. I don't know if you guys saw it, and it was on the news in California. There was a homeless lady, sitting on the curb in front of her Galleria, and the owner of the Galleria came out, and this really pissed me off. The owner of the Galleria came out and he started squirting her with a hose.
I saw it.
Like a feral cat, like a rat in the street, telling her to shoo. Yeah. This is a human being we're talking about. She's down on her luck.
Yeah, you're right. Not to that guy, it wasn't.
You know, and he's like, get off my sidewalk. Not your sidewalk. And it just it disdained me a lot.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yeah, so he was just on. Hook us up. We'll have him on the show.
I will.
And then we'll also do After Saves Lives night. We'll go out. We'll bring some cards. I'll see if any other comics want to come with me.
Fantastic.
And we'll do a show. Yeah, we'll do a show somewhere to raise some money for them.
All right. And now you're bringing bagels to. You said before, I'm just getting off topic. You know how I am ADD.
Yeah.
Like your cardiologist.
Right.
You brought bagels to a police department. Come on.
No.
You know better than that.
What should I bring?
Donuts.
I was so worried that was so cliche that they would kick me out of there.
Listen, most cops, if they're going to have a bagel, they're going to want to toast it. There's no place to toast a bagel.
They were what did you think I brought? Old bagels? They were still warm.
Knowing you, you're going to get the best deal.
Yeah, the family didn't want to finish them from Sunday, so
give me the day old bread.
They loved them. They were all still steaming, and I was a hit. And let me tell you something: NYPD, ESU, dedicated, even to the point of sitting and listening to me for 4 hours, teaching them the device, and them listening and asking questions. After all they do, one of the guys worked all night. He paid attention. Not only did he stay awake, you know, it was great. I really enjoyed it. And tomorrow I'm doing the bomb squad. I'm teaching them the same device, so I'm excited.
What are you bringing them?
Donuts. I'll bring them donuts. I have some left over from the grand. I'll bring them I got a bunch of munchkins left from Sunday. No, I'll bring them.
Hey, listen, you bring the bomb squad something really good because you don't know what device you're going to find under your car if it's not good. You know?
We got to run. We can talk to you the whole hour, man. You're awesome. We haven't touched.
I'm just your friend. That's all. I'm not.
Well, that's enough for me. That's enough for me, brother. Thank you so much,
Roseanne. Thank you, John. I so appreciate what that Kids Lives does. Huh?
Well, thank you for being a small part of it, and we can't wait to come back out there, have some fun, and do some good work.
Anytime, welcome.
Bring
bagels. Bring bagels to Texas.
I'll bring bagels.
Oh yeah.
Bagels gonna suck.
Let's go to break. We'll be back with Don Sill.
Actually, hold on a sec. Why don't we go right to Don because we're running a little late, and we'll do the commercial. We'll do the commercial between Don and Alex.
Well, to save time, why don't we do the commercial while Alex is telling jokes?
That'll do it too.
No, Alex, I'm kidding. All right, let's bring out from Comic Sans, Don Sill.
Hey.
Hey. I feel like I know you.
Yeah, I feel like I know you as well.
I love your voice. I love the way we had a phone conversation on the way in, and I'm like, this guy is just like my neighbor. You know, he's such a cool guy. Let's talk a little bit about Comic Sans.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So
I want to say you look very Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh. That's what I'm going for, you know. No.
Is that a background that you have there?
This is the background that I use on my podcast. It's because when we all went into COVID and we all had to stay home and do the podcast from home, I gave this as a homage. This is the set of Wayne's World.
Oh,
so,
cool.
So I've been sticking with it. I've been sticking with it for the last few years.
Is dirty basement, I always say. I say to people, that's not really, my basement isn't really as dirty. My background is dirty basement. So who are you? Where did you come from, Don?
Well, I'm a kid from Long Island, Brentwood, Long Island, born
Woo.
and raised. Yeah, and now I'm out in Manorville. But yeah, throughout my life, I did some stand up comedy. Always was kind of involved in the comedy world. I've always loved stand up comedy since a very little kid. When I first saw Johnny Carson for the first time, and
Oh,
David Brenner,
yeah.
and all those guys, and David Steinberg, and all those comics as a little kid. And so and then when I found out like Bob Nelson was a Long Islander and I saw him on Johnny Carson, it just made it obtainable that these are our people here on Long
Right.
Island, and I could meet them and watch them live and all that stuff. So I got hooked on it. Did a radio show at WUSB in the 90s, and then I moved away in the early 2000s, came back like 16, 17 years later, and got right back into the scene. Got caught up with the governor's crew over there, and started a podcast with the help of Tony Walker and the whole team over there. And everything is kind of spiraled. All the things I learned along the way
Right.
of filmmaking and being part of other films and things like that in North Carolina and in Georgia, all kind of compiled into this. And then we just wrote this film, Comic Sans.
What is it about? What is it about? What?
So Comic Sans is a movie. It's a short film about a stand-up comic who's kind of like a veteran comic, and he's kind of still stuck in the same club he started in, and now comes his old friend he hasn't seen in a long time, and he's kind of like a Kevin James type of comedian. He's an A-lister, yeah, very popular sitcom. And he's a movie star, and he's finally come back to the club, to his stomping grounds. And Billy, who's the house comic there, decides that this is his moment to try to make a play. Talk to the guys, the Kevin James type of character. His name is Big Mac Reynolds, and this played by Eric Haft. And
Love it.
and yeah, Eric's great. He was so great in this movie too. And so it was Billy's chance to kind of confront his old friend and say, "Hey, can you give me a chance? Can you give me an opportunity?" So
Right.
that's kind of the crux of it, and comedy ensues in
You got
between.
Joey Kohler in this.
The great Joey Kohler. That's one thing that I love about this film too, is all governors let us use the comedy club for 3 days and nights. We had it for like around the clock, and we also have all different levels of comedians from this involved in this movie. So there's some like beginner comics, a couple of years in, like Sherry Poland and Jeff Bosey, Angie Plagianos, those types, Joey Petroni, and then Austin Brooks. But then we also have veteran comedians like Carrie Kravitz is in it, Eric Haft is in it, and then also the legend, Long Island legend, Joey Kohler. So once we had Joey kind of on board, we were very excited. He plays my agent, Billy's agent in the movie.
Yeah, I saw the
And
clip.
yeah. So and Joey and I have pretty good chemistry, even though we're on the phone. When we shot it, I was reading the lines to him, and it was just a blast. He kind of improv a lot of it, and just being Joey Cola. So it was
We
awesome.
have a clip.
Oh, that would have been good, right? That would have been very
That would have been a
professional
good.
of
Yes,
us.
that would have been.
Now, can we, Bobby? Can we show clips in the future? Is there a way we could do that?
Yes, there
In the
is.
future, yeah.
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 All right. So
So we're not going to show your clip.
Well, how can we?
But in the future, we're going to show other people's
We
clips.
are.
You just have to have me back again.
Because of you, where can people find the clip?
If you want to see any of the clips or any updates or anything on Instagram and on Facebook, you just go to Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up. So Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up was a game show that I used to do. So I just kept that moniker, and that's kind of been like our the name of like everything, the umbrella of all the things we do. So Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up. If you go on there on Facebook or on Instagram, you'll pretty much see all the updated stuff that we've been doing with Comic Sans. Like even like this Sunday, we're going to be at the Comic Strip Live doing a screening. It's only the second screening of the movie so far. I'm trying to keep the screenings kind of low key right now because we're trying to really push for festivals and all that. And we would love to make this into a series. like Cole already said he's on board to shoot some more and of his character as the rest of the cast. So, and there's going to also be new things happening with Billy's life. So it's going to open up.
Yeah, good luck with that.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I was in the supermarket before, and I talked to everybody. I don't care.
Come on.
And here's poor Sherry Poland doing her grocery shopping. Just came from the gym. She's tired, just wants to get her lettuce and get out of there. And, hey, I couldn't help myself. I had to keep talking.
No, she posted something on Facebook.
Something nice.
Very nice.
Very
yes.
nice.
She's very nice.
She's great. She's got a lot of energy and she's definitely a great motivator. Also, she's one of the reasons why I finished the script, because I was kind of scripting it out here and there. Didn't know the direction it was going in. Then one day I saw her at one of the clubs and we started talking and she's like, how's it going with the movie? And then I'm like, oh, it's going great. And, I'm going to get you in. I got you a part, So as I'm driving home, like, damn, I got to finish this script or I'm going to look like I'm just all talk here.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I've been working on a screenplay. Forget it. I told you about the docuseries. I've been working on a screenplay. It's got to be over 10 years. Rewrites, different people involved, in and out. It's tough. And
it's hard. That's kind of what happened with this movie too. It was kind of like the lightning in a bottle type of situation where the stars just lined up. So, like I said, I wrote the script. I finished it up. The idea was always in my head, but I finished it on paper within a couple of days. Right. And then after that, my nephew, not my nephew, but my second cousin, he's kind of like my nephew, he's a young guy, Zach Walker, Tony Walker's son. He just graduated from Five Towns College, and his girlfriend, also Leslie Cruz, also graduated, and they're film majors.
Oh, perfect.
So I was like, this is a great opportunity for them to make a movie. These kids fresh out of school, they're like professionals. So they put together a whole crew. We had like a professional movie crew with all their equipment, red cameras, everything, and it was, and for free. They did
great
it.
Experience for them. They have it on their resume, and it helps you both out.
I did a short film for a college. It was his final project.
Only short people.
And only short people. And I have to tell you, those kids coming out of school,
they got enthusiasm.
Man, they have enthusiasm. They have this knowledge, and they know how to, because they're so technologically savvy that they can do so much. It was a very cool experience.
Yeah.
We're gonna try. Don sent me the trailer, and the only issue we have sometimes, and this happens, if we show copyrighted material, Facebook will shut us down. So, but since we've got the permission and the whole thing, Bobby's trying to get it loaded, and if we can get it loaded, we'll show the clip. We'll show the trailer tonight. If not, what we'll do is we'll have Jonathan put it on the website, and folks can take a look at it.
How about we bring out Alex? Because if we're going to show that trailer, we're going to cut him a few minutes short, right? How long is the trailer?
2.5 minutes.
There it is. It's already up.
All right. So why don't we? You want to go to break and bring out Alex, or we'll just bring him out?
Well, why don't we show it? The clip's up, you said? Let's show the clip.
No, it's not
up. It is. He just put it in.
Is the clip up, guys?
Yep.
So long story short, they're putting together a cop movie with Vin Diesel, and they're looking for an unknown to play his funny sidekick. So she wants me to come down and audition.
Congratulations, but good come out.
I keep getting in the ring, only keep getting knocked out. And this was supposed to be my time, George.
Whatever happens, happens. The thing is to keep your head in the game. Persevere. Consistent persistence, my friend.
It's called show business, not show friends, okay?
You guys are unbelievable. Holy shit.
All righty. So go see Comic Sans this week. Comic Strip.
Yes. Thank you so much, John and Roseanne. I appreciate you having me on the show today, man. And
I look forward to seeing the film.
Yeah. And we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I'll call you and talk about what I wanted to talk to you about. All right.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Stay near your phone. I'll be off the air. No, next week. Great job, Don.
All right, thanks.
All right. right.
So let's go to break real quick, and then we'll bring on Alex.
No break. Let's not go to break. We cut him short enough. Let's not go to break.
We got the minute.
We got Barasch and McGarry, and we're good. We're good. Let's bring out our comic for the night. He is going to be on the February 4th show, right, Alex?
4th. There he is.
Alex Bradley.
Yeah, road trip.
I can advertise the stuff you didn't missed out on advertising.
Go.
Life Vac? Was it Life Vac?
Life Vac.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll
Go ahead, do the commercial.
I, given the option, I would choose Life Vac. What are the other options? It doesn't matter. That's how much I like Life Vac.
Good. What does Life Vac do for you?
The other option's death.
You don't know what it does?
Well, it saves you.
If you're choking,
It would take a minute to show you what it does.
It's
the baby's choking and you save the baby.
You save the baby.
Save babies. If you want babies to be alive,
The executive producer is making an executive decision. Bobby, show Life Vac.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of Life Vac.
We're here today to announce that to date, Life Vac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created Life Vac.
And as a new mom and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
Life Vac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of choking accident.
We're going to use the Life Vac on Butch next week.
Yeah, we're going to demonstrate.
Alex Bradley's here. We're going to comment on Alex. Alex, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having
Alex is usually running the show with Bobby from the other room. He basically runs the show when Bobby's reading the paper, but we got, it's Bobby's place. So, and Alex is joining us tonight as our closing comic.
Yeah.
Have you been working on new material since the last time you were on a Laughter Saves Live show?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I work all the time. I work all the time on the material. I've been writing jokes every day.
Have you been doing that?
Yeah.
Is there anything new you want to talk about?
No, the jokes kind of suck. But have you guys been keeping with your New Year's resolutions?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have too.
Do you want to know what they are?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
My New Year's resolution is I'm trying to diet. I'm trying to lose 15 pounds every month. It's ambitious. If everything goes to plan, this time next year, I will no longer exist.
You will no longer be here.
Yes.
That's a lot of. Why don't you lose 2 pounds a month? Then next year you will still be here for us.
Yeah, that's the problem. And I've been trying to learn Greek.
Oh, good.
I'm Greek, but I don't know Greek. And then people are like, you're not really Greek. So I've been trying to learn
You're looking very Greek with the beard.
Thank you. Yeah. So far, it's all Greek to me. That was stupid. I shouldn't. But this is serious.
Yes.
Since New Year's, I haven't smoked one cigarette.
You didn't smoke before New Year's?
Yeah, no, I didn't. So
Come on, Alex. New Year's resolutions. You got to do. You want to know how silly mine is?
What is it?
I'm going to wear less sweatpants and more jeans.
Yeah.
And this is coming from Bobby, because Bobby used to say he used to roll in here like I got out of bed.
And on behalf of everyone, thank you.
You're welcome. So what else you got going on?
Oh, I don't smoke cigarettes. A lot of people, they think that I smoke the devil's lettuce.
Yeah.
The marijuana.
You do, though.
No, I don't.
You don't.
I just have long hair and I'm stupid.
No.
That's bad when they think you do just by
thought
looking at
you
you.
were always
I know.
happy.
My dad used to smoke cigarettes a lot, yeah.
And
he died.
Got hit by a bus?
Okay. Yeah.
Did he?
No. But,
Alex, here's what
dark.
You're writing new jokes.
Yeah.
Now, it's not easy to write new jokes.
No.
Right? Stuff that works. Because so far
Especially
you
for
threw
me.
like 5 at us. And
Yeah.
nothing's really working.
Nothing's really
I know.
landing.
These weren't jokes. This is just what I was thinking of.
You know what? But you bring up a good point. It's funny premises on everything.
Thank you.
And people think, oh, it's so easy to be funny on stage. You come up with a funny premise. I was watching I'm big into Jerry Seinfeld, and I don't like Jerry Seinfeld.
Heard of him.
Sorry. But I'm not a fan of Jerry Seinfeld, but comedians in cars I love.
That's great.
And they said something the other day that Seinfeld said that if your premise gets a laugh,
Yeah,
like when you bring up your premise, if it's a funny premise,
that's gonna
right? The punchline will still be good, but just mentioning the premise gets a laugh.
Yeah,
Which I thought was, I never thought of that before.
yeah. I'm always impressed when a comic is funny when they're going into it. But you know what I've been thinking about when I'm writing new material?
Yes.
Is I'm trying not to offend people, but sometimes people get offended. I mean, would you guys say you get offended at something you would never expect?
Right.
Like I was telling a joke about Captain Crunch. Sorry, Captain. And this guy stood up in the audience and he started yelling at me. He said, my father was a veteran and he would not have appreciated that joke. I don't know if he thinks Captain Crunch is like an actual officer in the Navy. This is true. But I don't like it. I don't like it when people say that their father was in the military. Like that's something we're supposed to respect them for.
Right.
Like my dad was a Marine in Vietnam, and look at me, piece of crap.
No, you
got nothing. And then what's even worse is when people brag about their grandfather being in the military.
That's once removed now.
You know who else's grandfather was in the military? Everyone's.
Everybody's.
It was required.
True. Just about
That's
everyone's
true.
grandfather. Yep.
That'll
yep.
get a laugh.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I don't think I could get into the military if I was trying. I don't know if there's any sort of vetting. I don't know how it works. There's anything based on physical strength,
Yes.
mental ability,
Yes.
or being able to come up with a third thing. I have no chance.
I think that mental readiness is more important to get into the military than the physical because they will beat you into shape. You know what I mean? They will run you into shape.
But you
I
can't
love
like
hearing the
beat
stories.
someone into knowing long division, I guess.
No.
And I don't know long division.
No, but they have certain jobs for certain people.
You know what job? I don't know what job I would do, but you ever see the movie where the one where they blow up the world at the end? Spoiler alert. But the movie where there's the guy on the atomic bomb, he's like sitting on it, he's got a hat. You know, no, it's like an old movie.
Yeah, I kind of do know what you're talking
like
about. I don't
Peter
know
Sellers
what
or
it-
something. And he's riding down on the atomic bomb when they're blowing up the world with his hat, and he's going yeehaw and stuff. That strikes me as an easy job.
That would be all you gotta do is sit. All you gotta do is sit. The
I
bomb
don't
does
know
the
if they
rest.
need more of them, but I could probably pull that off.
They probably have rules against that now, I would think.
I was just
That's
watching.
a shame. That's a shame. That's a good. Those are veterans you're putting out of work. Government, okay? They just don't care.
He's talking to you.
I'm
government.
talking to you, government. You hear me?
So writing. What else
Yeah.
you got?
Nothing. I went to
got
the
more.
store today.
Oh, which
Yeah.
store?
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
What is it? What's
It
the one
doesn't
that
matter
they?
to the premise
how do you
of the
say?
joke.
Do you say Lidl, or Little?
I say Lidl.
I don't.
What are we referring to? Ladle?
Lidl.
Lidl what?
The
Lidl,
store.
Lidl.
That's a
store.
Excuse me, by the way, our Marine veteran, well, you're never a Marine veteran, our Marine, Patrick McDonald, the movie was Dr. Strangelove.
That's the one.
Oh, and is he offended by Captain Crunch? If you are, Patrick, we apologize.
I don't think that's...
All right, we just want to
He's
make
doing
sure because
that.
we love Patrick.
Making sure.
We'll get Patrick on the show next time too.
I
Have
will.
him call in. He's one of our biggest fans.
Yeah. But
So
so I'm in the store,
Right.
And I'm looking at, I'm getting some ham, you know.
Ham.
And I look at the ham, and the ham says, the ham doesn't say anything, but the box, the ham, the packaging says, great for snacking or sandwiches. Who are they trying to market ham to? People who don't know what it is? What is that for?
Maybe I could put this on my walls. No, it's for snacking and sandwiches.
Lady Gaga did make a meat dress, so I guess you have to be a little specific.
And she's changed a lot.
People, they're saying they saw that and they're like, hey, we know everybody loves meat dresses, but there's other uses for ham as well.
Right.
Exactly.
You could put it in a sandwich.
You guys can work together.
Wear it as a hat.
She drew you into that punchline there. You just did.
See it.
You guys should work together.
I have some positives.
You're very beautiful. So, I was talking to Alex.
Okay.
You're
Thank
nice
you.
too. You're nice too.
Thanks, you
Good,
too.
Alex.
You too.
So, what? Anything else? Any other premises you're working on? There's some good stuff there. There's definitely some good stuff there.
Anything you're working on?
Yes, I am working on some new premises and adding punchlines to existing bits.
Yeah.
I did that with my my Fitbit bit, which I love. You know my Fitbit bit, don't you? The Fitbit bit. I added that if I don't wear my Fitbit one day and I get twitchy because you know how I own my steps, I will go up to somebody with a Fitbit and ask them how many steps they have, and then follow them for the next 3 hours, and then go, "Hey, I'm going home. What do you got now?" And I add that to my total. That got a yuck. I thought that was a funny premise, right?
I just laughed.
Yeah, you did.
I just laughed.
Yeah.
I fake laughed.
Yeah.
I kind of zoned out.
Well,
not gonna
because
lie.
yeah. So where can we have 43 seconds to go? Is that clock accurate, Bob? Okay, very accurate. So we have 37
Where can we
seconds to
see
go.
you?
Where
My
can
house.
people find his house? Go to his house. Give
Where
him
can
your
we see you
address.
Place of
perform?
work.
Where
Place
can
of
we...
work.
Where am I? I don't. People don't put me on shows. What the hell? You put me
Well,
on shows.
February 4th,
just-
we're on a show together.
in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah. Jersey.
Let me get this straight. February 4th is the next show you're doing. You're not practicing
got a
for
show.
my show?
I got, you know what I'm doing? I'm headlining for the first time ever McGuire's on February 10th, and I'm extremely excited about that.
Are you headlining or going up last?
I am going up last, and I'm going to take a very long time.
Good night, everybody. It's Laughter Saves Lives Live. We're on hiatus next week. We're showing a rerun next week. We'll be back the week after. I'm going to Florida, the Florida Keys.
I will be here with Rich.
I'm going to Key Largo.
If you like babies, get life back.
Yes, we're going to the diner.
We care about babies.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Like babies.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer that circle the lips? Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.